Casper, Jackson is faster than you. We need you to let him pass. Do you copy, Casper? Let Jackson pass, please.
I don't understand.
You can have the place back if you can't pull away.
Is he lapping quicker?
Yeah, he's behind you, Casper. Confirm you'll let him pass, please.
Look, he's not close enough.
Come on, Casper.
Casper, don't do this.
He's not faster.
This is a team order. Do you copy, Casper?
He's not faster.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today of course we are back here, you probably have noticed that, with a breaking point video and another great cutscene. Plenty of controversy continuing at AlphaTauri, of course. They're ordering for Ackerman to give the place up to Jackson, a charging Jackson who is supposedly quicker and is going to have better lap times if he gets through and potentially push to Norris, but Ackerman is very convinced that he is still quicker. No real surprises there, is it, with the two of them? And this is, of course, causing a bit of controversy. And now, on lap 14 out of 18, we've got to make it to the end of this race and stay ahead of young Aiden Jackson. I mean, that shouldn't be too difficult, really, should it? I don't think it will be at all. We've just got to finish this race nicely and drive well, and we will, of course, be ahead of him. I mean, it's definitely a tactical one here, because you can play all out or you can play quite defensively. We might end up playing quite defensively here because that could be slightly more effective. If, of course, we do back up my teammate a little bit, maybe into Ocon. I don't know where Ocon will be. He's on the medium, so he may struggle a little bit to sort of stay with us here. He's quite a way back already. But of course, we might have to play it tactically. Of course, he's going to have that DRS. He's going to be able to get close to us. It's where we want him to get close to us, and then where we want to try and back him off here. But on lap 15, it is great to have such a variety of tracks in this Breaking Point series. I think we've been to just one track twice, and that's, of course, Melbourne, which is quite a significant one, being the season opener, and we've done it in two different perspectives. But great to be here in Canada. Really great to be here in Canada. Of course, another semi-street circuit. Third time we visited a semi-street circuit in this lovely story sort of mode chapter thing. But yeah, great to be here, I have to say. Good job. Damage ain't too high at the moment, unless we probably would have had a big gouge in our floor after the Wall of Champions chicane there. But of course, we are just being a little bit tentative on the throttle. I know it's easy for it to snap round here. It's easy for that to happen. You don't want to be losing the car in something like this, because we've got to stay ahead of Aiden Jackson. And if we don't stay ahead of Aiden Jackson, then, well, that's the objective, to stay ahead. So that's what we've got to do. But pretty comfortable so far. Not too bad at all. Norris ain't getting that too far away. I mean, to be honest with you, certainly my strongest track, because I haven't done it for a long, long time. So really nice to be here, because I haven't been here for quite a little while racing. But we're actually gaining a lot in terms of on Ocon, well, increasing the gap massively, and the gap to Norris in front isn't too bad at all. I have to say that hairpin back there is a very, very difficult one. Might as well just stay with me for the whole of this one, because it is a very short little episode in the Breaking Point series. It's always nice to have a good variety of them. I don't want to have to do a full 18-lap race for each one, but it is nice to have some of them. It's also nice to have some of your cutscene based short snippets with some nice objectives in them. Of course, these allow them to integrate stuff that happens in before you're driving the race and after you're driving the race. It's a really good concept, and I'm actually hoping that they do bring it into the 2022 game. That'd be fantastic if we could have like another version. It doesn't have to be using the same characters at all. They can if they want to, but just something similar to Breaking Point. Something similar to Breaking Point, or maybe even a story mode where you can take it how you want based on your decisions and your results in races. So there's no objectives, that's how it goes. It's a bit like a career mode, but more cutscene based. Maybe something like that with loads of possibilities. That'd be very difficult to make, though, so I don't think we're doing that. But you can say Lando Norris currently sits P7 in front of us. He's not getting that far away, and I keep saying it, we're actually doing all right here. We haven't had to really defend from Jackson at all as we head on to the last lap, showing that we have actually got decent pace compared to him. Not too bad at all, actually. Now let's throw it into the wall of champions section. Lovely through there. I've noticed he's taking it quite wide on exit. We're just trying to cut as much of it as possible without getting a warning. That's F1 for you, especially the game. How much of the corner can we cut without getting a warning? But Aiden really not challenging us here, which is certainly a nice thing. It's been a pretty nice drive. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed me waffling, because that seems to be what I'm quite good at doing. I can be straight to the point, but I'm quite good at waffling too. I have to say the curbs around here are quite vicious. Easy for the car to snap out, but I like the track. I don't particularly like the hairpin, I have to say. Just very, very tight on exit. It's not my type of a corner, that one, but oh, look at this, heading through these chicanes. Now we want to keep it nice and clean. He's about 8/10 back, so he's not in our threat, so as long as we don't lose a front wing or something here. As I had to brake midway through the corner to avoid going into a wall, that cost us a bit. But now we are going to come home, as I think it's Mercedes. Red Bull, Mercedes, and it is Lewis Hamilton who wins here. The McLaren's looking good compared to the Ferraris, but we have stayed ahead of Aiden Jackson to come home P8 in this breaking point race at Canada.
You've got to ask yourself just what's going on behind the scenes at AlphaTauri. This rivalry between the two drivers is simply not going away.
You wonder how many more points they're going to squander. I think AlphaTauri have got a real problem here that they need to deal with. I don't know how, but they've got to address it.
You think of what happened in Mexico last season. The two drivers took each other out of the race completely. How long before we see a repeat of that? As you so rightly say, Ant, something's clearly not right over there. Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
What was that? Hey!
Just leave it.
No! Just talk to me for once!
Just let go. Now back off!
Why do you have to be like this?
Oh, so I'm the problem!
You won't let me pass! You won't even talk to me!
You want respect, you give respect. That's how it works.
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first?
How am I supposed to do that? I'm all ears!
You give me space out there. What's your problem?
I'm trying to win.
Oh, and that makes you special?
You're a nightmare, Casper!
Fine. Well, you won't have to put up with me for much longer.
What's that supposed to mean?
I am sick and tired of all this. I'm done.
You what?
I'm retiring.
Wait. What? Casper! Casper! Wait. What? Casper! Casper!
Well, this story cannot get much more dramatic. A little bit of fight on track, and then off track, it all explodes. Ah, what a cutscene. What a cutscene. Total drama. I mean, it's an interesting one there. It really is. I can understand both sides of the situation, of course. Like, Casper, generally, he doesn't want to give up the position, of course. He doesn't, and actually, he might have the pace over him. But Aiden wants to get through, because he's always being stopped by Casper. At the same time, Casper is always given second best to Aiden. But absolute drama. Caught on camera. A fight between the two. Meanwhile, Esteban Ocon's just casually let me just grab you, Casper. And doesn't talk in it, just kind of random, but let me just grab you, Casper. That's normal, but wow, what a fight. What a bit of a fight there. Intervened by some AlphaTauri staff, and as I said, Ocon, who just happened to be there, of course. But wow, absolute madness. And then, of course, caught on camera that he's going to be retiring before I do believe his boss knows that he's going to be retiring. Jackson's still furious with Ackerman. It's not surprising. It's not surprising. Famous fight at the famous fight. That was a fantastic fight, wasn't it? I mean, there's me like who just get the pot and stir it around to get a bit more action, but wow. I mean, you've got to love this. You've got to love this. You know, it's just full with action, this series. You don't know what's next. But I thought a sort of fight was on at some point, and we've got it. You can see on the right-hand side the AlphaTauri situation. Aiden's still furious with Casper unless Ackerman apologised for his behaviour. Honestly, can't see the situation improving. I mean, it's a different one. To be honest, when it's team orders, you just got to roll with it, don't you? But, wow. It is very interesting, but is it Ackerman who needs to apologise? He's leaving the sport because of it? Yesterday's run-ins kind of accused me of being oversensitive. Yeah. It's very interesting. It really is very interesting because, I mean, it's two very different people, and it's causing quite a conflict, I have to say. Cedric Jackson wasn't suited to F1 back when AlphaTauri first signed him. Let's have your Australian GP predictions, peeps. I'm calling AlphaTauri to struggle, Mercedes to dominate, and a good old get in there, Lewis. Of course, this is moved on to the Austrian GP, not Australian, sorry. Austrian, this is because there isn't actually, you don't go to anything after this one other than the Austrian. So that's just some of the stuff for the Austrian GP. Let's hope the racing matches. Telling that neither AlphaTauri driver is willing to apologise, just say sorry and move on to see the latest trackside for more. Ackerman forced out the sport by an arrogant teammate. Why should he be the one to apologise? Liking that. Box trackside. We don't know for sure Ackerman's retiring because of Jackson. Okay. Ackerman, I've had enough of this. Seemed pretty clear to me. Jackson certainly hasn't helped the situation. And now, this is the best part of Breaking Point. Someone in the comment section disagree with me. Is that bonsai care? It can take decades of work to achieve that aged bonsai look. Have patience. Oh, that is fantastic. I mean, I don't know if you guys have a bonsai. I certainly don't, sadly, have a bonsai, but that is inspiring me to go and get a bonsai tree. Really, really fantastic. And if you guys have got a bonsai tree, follow those wise words. Interesting hearing Christian directly address the rumours regarding the lineup for next year. Few months of speculation. Oh dear. Tim Marduk in it, but the speculating is the fun part. Nice. Austria exposes drivers the teams for who they really are. Been saying it for years. Shall be watching today with interest. Best views in the sport. Yeah, definitely. You gotta love the steering mountains. I stayed up all night for this. Come on, Ricardo. Nice. And our other's been tweeting like Tim Marduk. The race is one thing, but I can't wait for more drama off the track. Oh, yeah. Looking forward to see Red Bull Racing on its own this weekend, of course. Red Bull Racing's home track is the Red Bull Ring. I'm sure they'll be able to own it. They definitely do now. Of course, they had done last season in Real F1. Email then. We'll go and just see, was there anything? There's nothing from not the Austrian GP, but there's nothing from the not Australian, the Canadian GP. But of course we have got this here. Heard Tost isn't happy. Well, this is one thing, switch everyone up its points. You can't control your team, can't control the press, but you can control your driving. You've always done well at the Red Bull Ring. Take your chances on T3. You'll be great. Hey Casper, I'm still in talks with sponsors about the prospects of renewing contracts. They're still a little upset how they found out about the retirement and don't have a great deal of leverage, but talks are ongoing. Obviously, a lot of this comes down to your retirement plans and how visible you plan on being in the F1 world next season. Let's arrange a meeting whenever you're free. And then, of course, Luis, the situation hasn't really gone away like we hoped, and press still talking about a lack of apology. We can't make you apologise, but I think it would go a long way if you did. This isn't just about you, of course. I've sent the same request to Aiden. That he's not faster clip has more or less gone away, along with the hashtag he's not faster, so that's a good thing. But this story will look like it stick for a little while yet. Let's do our best to manage it as a team. Call me if you need me. Really, I'd hate to be an AlphaTauri admin staff. It just keeps getting worse. But again, another great video as Casper Ackermann, and we will continue into Austria as Casper Ackermann. Great to see, as I said before, both sides of the story. Really, really great to see. But Austria does await in the next video. If you guys have enjoyed what has been some lovely defending, followed by a fight, and then that being filmed, and his retirement being announced before he's told his team principal, then of course do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Totally free, helps me out. No, it's a pest, but if you haven't already, it's not a pest to you, because the question is, why haven't you done it? You can tell me in the comment section. And by that point, you put the F in there, might as well just click the subscribe on. But anyway, there we go. That's pretty much it for today's video. I mean, what a video it has been with the fight. You've got to love it. Austria is next. A fantastic track. Exciting to see what will happen there. But thanks a lot for watching, everyone. And I'll catch you all very soon when we move on in this series to Austria.